for it. Just win, baby.
The Onside Zone.
You're not Aladdin rubbing the lamp and then Will Smith comes out and you ask him, hey, fix our dolphin problems. And there he goes. No, I'm sorry. It'd be nice if it was that easy, but it's not.
You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. The Onside Zone with a big O.
All right.
Marchman working the wall, gives it to Barkov. And now Verhage out in front, and they score! They sink Marchman! And the Caps are alive. It's a one-goal game. Mason Marchman's first career playoff goal.
Power play, they pull the Lightning out of position. They're watching that puck, and quickly, Verhage out in front. Marchman timed it perfectly. It flipped it right over the blocker of Vasilevsky.
You know, we need more guys that are at their best. And to get that, we're going to push every envelope we can to make sure that we're going to be the best we can going forward. You got to improve as the games go along here, and we got to expect more.
Ah, yes. Welcome aboard. Good morning. Oh, good afternoon. That is not a good afternoon anyways. It isn't, because the Panthers obviously lost, and not a good day for that, because we were hoping that they could even that thing up. You just heard there from the coach. You heard Goldie with the call on television there on Fox Sports as the Cats lose 3-1. Drieger allows those two early goals, and then after that pretty much stayed solid throughout. They got the empty netter later on in the game, and the rest is history. So Tampa now come to Sunrise. They take two from the Cats. Now they go to Tampa Bay, and they'll be playing the next two at Amalie Arena. And let's see if they can actually get back into this. It would be really, really nice if they could, man, because, man, this is one of those where you would like to see them bounce back and show you some incredible resiliency. And I know, I heard Barkov after the game talking a little bit about it and how, it's not over and that they've got to focus on winning the 4 games and all that. And it sounds great in theory, but is it reality is the question. And that's the part that, it's hard to look at that as the reality that you're going to be able to come back against a great team and a great goalie. And like I told you, and I said it last week, when everybody was talking about depth, I don't like the idea of depth because you didn't have anybody great. And that's the problem, and I've been saying it for a while now, and that's kind of what's reared its ugly head. And unfortunately, the Panthers last night ended up coming up short, and now they find themselves in an incredible hole, kind of like those of us that are into crypto last night and this morning. We're now in an incredible hole, but it's climbing out, so we'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. What you don't do is flinch. You don't sell. You stay strong. It'll bounce back. It's not this permanent crash. It's just these are the fluctuations that happen in crypto. So let's see if the Panthers can handle the fluctuation in their crypto account, which is down 0-2 now to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Drieger, by the way, had 26 saves in that one. And it'll be a terrible look if you get swept by Tampa Bay because, listen, you're trying to turn the corner as a franchise, okay? I haven't given up on these guys because they are gritty. They can score. They have proven that they can get to Vasilevsky throughout the season, and that's why I thought they had a chance against Tampa, actually. If this first round was against Carolina, I would tell you I have very little faith that the Cats can move forward. But here, this one you gotta give it a little bit, and let's see what we get tomorrow from the Panthers in Tampa. But I will say this, for a franchise that is trying to build up its trust with the fan base, these aren't the moments that you want. Okay? After a season like this, you want a respectable run in the playoffs, because if you have a first-round exit, the average to, casual fan is going to say, "Oh, same old Panthers," when they're not. This team is actually better than the one that went to the Stanley Cup. The only problem is Beezer is better than all three goalies combined. That's really the problem. Unfortunately, they don't have a guy that can shut people down. They just don't have that. And so, I want to, obviously I root for them, but I want them to have bigger success than this. I want to see them become more mainstream, where they force people like Kai, who was on before us, and we joke and have fun with Kai, but he's really not a big hockey fan at all. And so how do you make somebody like Kai a hockey fan? You got to win, man. You got to come up with the dramatic games, the dramatic performances, the great achievements. And regular season is nice, but we all know where you make your money, where your bread is buttered, and I can come up with all the stinking cliches you want. It's in the postseason. And unfortunately, the average fan is going to say, same old Panthers. They had a decent season, but then they folded in the playoffs, because that's what's happened for 20-something years now, for 25 years, basically, because they haven't won a series since the mid-'90s. So we're talking a quarter century, okay? A quarter century ago, Alex Aguirre was sperm. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's how long it's been. So they got to get it done, man. They got to get it done. So let's hope they can do something. I mean, Coach Flo went yesterday. He did his part. He pumped them up. They got the goal, but I mean, you can't. The man can't put on skates too and go score for you. I mean, he can only do so much. Way to go with Coach Flo, man. That was really cool to see the coach there and supporting another of the local team. I love that, by the way. I love when the Heat are getting behind the Panthers, and the Panthers are getting behind the Marlins, and the Marlins are getting behind the Dolphins, and so on and so forth. I love all of that, man. Intertweeting out stuff to congratulate the Heat or somebody else. I think it's so freaking cool when that happens. Watching, Heat players wearing InterMiami jerseys and things like that. All that stuff. I love when there's that synergy and that support of each other, because when each team is in their moment of spotlight, we all should be supporting it. If we're all in the sports community, so I found that to be really, really cool yesterday with Coach Flo, man. I love that. So, but unfortunately, yeah, you needed more than Coach Flo. You need a number one goaltender, and they don't have that. You need a better performance on offense. They couldn't get that yesterday. It was a tough one, man. So we'll see what happens now. Panthers down 2-0 in this series. All right, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. That's our story, and we're sticking to it when it comes to the Panthers. On the side, by the way, on a side note, because you guys know, obviously I'm a crazy crypto guy. I love my crypto. Follow it. Just to kind of, put it out there. I know that China now has, because of Bitcoin and it's funny because in China, the dirty mining goes on in China more than anywhere else in the world. That's the funny part. But China now is going to block Bitcoin. Elon Musk obviously took his shot at Bitcoin a couple days ago because of the dirty mining and, the politics, because he's got to now deal with the government and get some kind of a green permit that he's going for. So he's afraid that they'll bring up that part of it. And crypto's been already in the game of cleaning up all that stuff. So that's kind of going by the wayside, and it was actually overrated, and it's not accurate, because actually there's more dirty mining going on for gold than there is for Bitcoin. So, I mean, if you know the stats, it is what it is. But bottom line is, it's created a crash. It's one that I think right now it kind of hit the floor already, and it's starting to bounce back, if I'm correct, because I think that's what I just saw now over the last half hour, that it has been bouncing back now. And so this is what I would tell you. Do not panic. It's not going to the zero or any of that kind of stuff. There are way too many great projects out there, way too many great things going on. This is one of those valleys. And if you play the crypto market, you're going to have 10, 20, 30%, 40% drops. It's possible, especially with Bitcoin. It's very possible those kind of things happen, but they do bounce back. And you have a lot of bulls that are, you have your bears right now that are getting out and gaining some profits from the crypto they bought years ago, and they want to take some of those profits. But the problem is the average person that gets into crypto and doesn't really follow it, they FOMO into it, whatever, they don't really follow it the way they should. They panic, and they probably even sell most of their stuff on a losing end because they think they're about to lose it all. You're not going to lose it all. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that loves crypto. I know that. But I'm not selling a bit. In fact, I bought more. Okay? I bought more, and I got to tell you something. I bought more, and I got a sign from the heavens. Yeah, I'm telling you. I got into Venus, okay? And Venus is on the Binance Smart Chain. It's got about $460 million market cap, so it's a small cap. But it's on Binance. It's got over $10 billion in it now. It's doing all kinds of work on the Binance chain, on its own blockchain, and transactions, you name it, smart contracts. This thing's going to end up blowing up. And obviously high speeds, low fees on the transactions. Venus is going to blow up. Venus got to $140 yesterday at one point. And then it came down, and then it really rocked all the way down. And you were able to get it into the 40s and into the 50s. And I think it's still into the 50s right now, $53. I'm telling you, this thing's down 54% from yesterday. So it's going to go way up. And so I got into Venus. And then I did not realize this. This is the anniversary of the song Venus from Bananarama. Released now in 1986 on this date. I saw that on the Twitter thing because I follow Bananarama. And I tweeted back to the ladies. I said, in honor of Bananarama, I got in on Venus. And guess what? The Bananarama ladies retweeted us back. So me getting into Venus, it's the anniversary of Venus, and Bananarama tweets me back, oh man, I know this is a good play for Venus. So just a little tip, okay? Take Venus. It's going to ride. I'm just saying, not a financial advisor. I'm just a crazy dude that loves crypto. We'll see, right? But, we told you to get on Polygon recently, and it blew up. And Polygon's like the strongest one out of all of them right now. Let's see. Rosendo is in. Good afternoon, Big O and Onside family. What's up, everybody? Omar's in. Bromar Smelly says, don't sell at the bottom. Don't buy high and sell low. There you go. Never do that. Ray Grulong is in. Raging Dolphin Maniac. Ian from Brooklyn says, last couple days before the polyp gets dealt with. No. This is the last day. That's it. Tomorrow I will be at the doctor's office getting that polyp removed, dude. That's it. This is the last day. I'm not on till next week. We'll have best ofs throughout. Let's see, what else do we have? Matt Walker is in. Sane Kane Fishing says Coach Flo. RC in the 305 says proud of them, but let's see. Unless I'm at the game, there is no way I can enjoy it on TV. I get you. Hockey's not the same on TV. I can't argue with that, RC. Flo turned out to be an excellent guy as well as a great coach. Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that. Let's see. What else do we have here? I'm a Johnny Fever guy. There we go. Oh, okay. The Venus Flytrap show on WKRP. Yes. We love Venus Flytrap. But I'm with him. I like Johnny Fever. If I had to pick a DJ, I'm going Johnny Fever. Yes. There's no doubt. You have to go Johnny Fever there. Anyway, so plenty of things to talk about. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. Don't forget, folks, every Thursday from 7 to 9, you can catch Fight Night with Alex Dono and James Walker. It's the show dedicated to combat sports, from UFC to boxing to bare-knuckle brawling. Alex and James, they provide combat sports fans the insight and interviews they crave. Tune in every Thursday night from 7 to 9 p.m. for Fight Night with Alex Dono and James Walker. Search and subscribe to the podcast by searching Fight Night on the home for combat sports, OnsideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
I'm Ryan Seacrest. First responders are people who stand for a greater purpose. They will be there for you when nobody else is, to help you, your family, your community. This is their selfless promise. This is their sworn duty, to protect, to serve, to help. They put themselves in harm's way for us. They come to the rescue at times when we need them most. First responders are making enormous personal sacrifices to keep showing up for us and fighting the good fight. Nearly 70% of all firefighters are volunteers. That means when they get injured or quarantined, they may not have a way to pay their rent or keep their family safe and fed. No matter who you are or where you live, when you call 911 and ask for help, first responders show up. Now, let's show up for the people who show up for us every day and every night.
Go to firstrcf.org and make a difference today.
If you're looking for a change from the everyday restaurant, then you need to get to Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach. Brats, Wiener Schnitzel, homemade potato pancakes, pretzels with mustard, and lots of German beer. Take their famous Boot Tour Challenge, and there's now outdoor seating available in their new beer garden with live music. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Checkers Old Munchin Restaurant, or call them for reservations or pickup at 954-785-7565. So get over to 2209 East Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach to Zagat-rated Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant.
Howdy, stranger.
Didn't this used to be Radio Town?
Yes, sir. It was Miami Sports Radio Town one time.
Who in the hell are these cowboys I never saw?
We don't know who these people are, riding in from other towns. There used to be a host in every one of these saloons, trying to talk about local matters, sports.
That ain't good, stranger. Could you tell me how this happened?
Well, it started when one corporation bought another, and they got rid of the good management and brought in a bunch of bumbling idiots and started firing all the local ranchers and replacing them one by one with these strangers from out of town.
I've heard that story before. Static and tumbleweeds, I'm moving on.
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnsideRadio.com.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your InterMiami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where InterMiami and all Miami sports fans shop.
You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. Save it on your cell phone, 844-416-8123. No better place to send your comments, ask questions, win prizes. OnsideRadio.com, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. InterMiami fans, time to find out more about your favorite soccer team with OnsideRadio.com's IMCF Football Focus. Here's Austin Robillard.
Sunday was an amazing day for the InterMiami CF organization. As we know, InterMiami CF took on FC Cincinnati on the road and defeated them 3-2 in their home opener. But also, the Heranitos, as they like to call them, Fort Lauderdale CF, took on FC Tucson at Drive Pink Stadium and had a significant victory that ended 5-1, where George Acosta stole the show. Both George Acosta and Gonzalo Higuain were named Player of the Week in their respective leagues, both in MLS and USL League One, and hopefully going forward, both these boys can keep on shining and get results for both of our teams.
Keep up with the latest on La Rosa Negra by subscribing on most platforms. Search Onside Radio.
We had huge support by our fans in this building. We loved it. We enjoyed it. Just couldn't come up with wins, but we're going to battle till the end. We're going to give our everything we have, every game, every shift, and hopefully come back on for Game 5.
Alrighty. That's Barkov. And he's saying all the right things. It's just one of those things that we just hope they can get it done, man, and turn things around and have a better feeling towards the end of the season, because I know I'm going to hear a lot of same old, and they probably are expecting it too. You know what I mean? So that's the sad part about it, but that's kind of what goes with the territory, man. I just hope that the Panthers can find a way to bounce back. I know it's a lot to ask to go to Tampa Bay and win 2 in a row there on the road, but I've seen this done before, especially in hockey. I would say this in hockey, it is the one sport where home advantage, home ice, home field, home whatever you want to call it, home pitch, it means the least. I don't even know how to phrase it, but it doesn't mean as much in hockey than it does in some other sports. I can't answer it, but it's just the way it is, and people do win a lot on the road in hockey, so it is possible. We'll see if the boys can bounce back. It would be really, really nice if they're able to do that. Anyway, you want to get in, 888-441-4623 is the number. That's 888-441-4623. The text line, it's 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123 if you want to get in on the program. Plenty of ways to reach out to us. Text line, all that good stuff. Let's see, what else do we have? Panthers, unfortunately, don't get it done. Talked a little bit about the crypto market and told you my little story with Venus. What else do we have going? Oh, I saw the lineup for Rockville. I don't know if you guys saw this, but the lineup for Rockville is out. Rockville is in Daytona Beach this year, November 11th through the 24th. So it won't be hot. It'll be kind of cool up there. Thursday, it's a 4-night event, by the way. Thursday, 9 Inch Nails, Deftones, Cypress Hill, Stone Temple Pilots, Dorothy. I love Dorothy. She's so good, man. Let me see, what else do I see here that... no. And then Friday, Metallica, headlines, Rob Zombie, Social Distortion, Chevelle, Pennywise. Let's see, what else do I have here? A whole bunch of other bands, but I'm going to try to name some that people may know more, and that's it. Saturday, Disturbed is your headliner. The Offspring, Stained. I don't like Lamb of God, but a lot of people do. G-War, not a G-War fan, but a lot of people do. Bad Flower, Fever 333, New Year's Day, Joyous Wolf. And then Sunday, Metallica is your headliner. So they headline 2 nights. Leonard Skinnard, Mudvayne, Mastodon. I love Mastodon. Anthrax. Love Anthrax. What else do we have here? I don't know too much of Mice and Men. I've heard them. And Hero the Band. I like Hero the Band. I've seen Hero the Band. Ooh, I'm glad that they're coming. They're actually second on that day on Sunday. So there you go. Those are some pretty good. That's a pretty damn good lineup at Rockville, man. Holy moly. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. So they did announce it. We will hopefully be partnered with it, and hopefully we'll be there broadcasting live from there, doing some shows out there at Rockville and Daytona. Hopefully we can do that, man. That'll be a lot of fun. There you go. NorCal says STP is great with Jeff Guts singing. Not as good with Scott Whelan back. Really? Scott Whelan's amazing. How can you say that, NorCal? Scott Whelan was awesome, dude. Maybe you got him one day where he was completely drugged out, but I saw him here early, like their first couple albums. I saw him for the first 2 albums in their tours with Scott, and they were phenomenal, dude. Phenomenal. I know Scott had his demons, and he had alcohol and drug issues and all that, and maybe you caught him on a bad night, but I happened to catch him early in their careers, and Scott Whelan was amazing, dude. And when they would do Zeppelin also, it was awesome, man. I disagree with you on that one, NorCal. I am not with you there on that one. Scott Whelan was awesome. I thought he was terrific. Now, was he, did he have his problems? Yeah, I will definitely go with that. Oh, how many original members of Leonard Skinnard still in the band? I think 1. That's it. I think 1. That's it, because even Ricky Medlock is not an original member. So I think there's only 1 left. It's the dude with the black hair, the guitarist with the black hair. Now I'd have to look up the members to tell you, but there is I'm pretty sure there's only 1 guy, and I gotta look it up. I gotta cheat to tell you his name now because Gary Rossington. That's it. Got it right there. Gary Rossington is the last guy left on Skinner, and I got to see the Rossington Collins band back in the day after the crash, and then before Leonard Skinner got together again and did it with the little brother. And which, by the way, the little brother does a really good job, man. This Leonard Skinner act here, having Ricky Medlock is kind of pretty cool because Medlock's not an original member. Medlock then joined after, but he's been part of it for a long, long time. Obviously, Ricky is the original of Blackfoot also. I don't know if you know that. Train, take me on out of this town. Train. So, yeah, I think there's only 1. But this version of Leonard Skinnard is really good. They do a really good job of keeping the music alive, and they sound good. They're a tight band. I like them, man. I enjoy seeing this Skinnard group. I really do. I didn't have the pleasure of seeing the original Skinnard. I would give anything to be able to see that band because I think that's probably one of the most underrated rock bands of all time. And I think they don't get the love that they deserve because they're Southern rockers. And so in a way, there's this stigma that goes with Southern rock. And I just don't think that, I think a lot of people kind of stay away from Southern rock in a way, and they don't really give it a chance. And Southern rock is so damn good, dude. I mean, I love jamming Molly Hatchet, Blackfoot, obviously. What is it? Black Smoke. What was it? The newer bands, Black Smoke Berry or whatever it is. They're pretty damn good, man. I've got my names kind of confused, but some of you out there know what the hell I'm talking about. There's a couple of newer bands that do a really good job. But, yeah, I just think Southern rock is one of those things. It's one of those genres that I almost think, like, people, they diss it before they even listen to it and really give it a chance. I think Medlock was in the band before they got famous. No, I don't. I think Medlock was, but I don't think he's an original member. I think he joined the band midstream, right? And then left for Blackfoot and then came back and that kind of stuff. I don't know if he was an original member. That's what the thing. I think they added Medlock after. I got to look it up now. Ragin says Freebird. Yes. Freebird is amazing. Always. I like Simple Man. That is a phenomenal. What's it called? I know a little bit. That's a great song that a lot of people, it's not one of those. It's not Give Me Three Steps. It's not, That Smell, and it's not one of the famous ones. Saturday Night, Mr. Saturday Night. Those kind of songs those are like the ones that everybody knows. Sweet Home Alabama, all that. But I Know a Little Bit is actually a really cool song from Leonard Skinner. Anyway, Lisa is chiming in with good afternoon, Onside fam. Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate all of you out there as always. If you want to get in, remember you can reach out to us on the phone lines at 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. If you want to get in on the program, you can also reach out to us on the text line. That's 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. I may have a dream story that it could have been a herd of cows on 826. A cow trapped on 826. Oh, this is a Dono one from yesterday. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have here? Somebody's saying this sounds disgusting. I guess they were talking about something with toast in the morning. Good afternoon, Big O. Kenneth Cleveland is live from a 305 Boom room. The lovely ladies, Holly, Selma, Sophia, Paige, Beyonce, wish you good health. Big O, we know you're going into the hospital to have polyps removed. Just one polyp removed from your vocal cords. We wish you quick recovery. I've been listening to you for a long time, even when you had that crap-ass station and you had your heart surgery. We need you to stay strong and lead the pack and show South Florida radio with good hometown coverage is. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, sir. Big O, wasn't sure you saw us yesterday. 4 years ago, we lost Chris Cornell. I was listening to his music last night. Shame it's been 4 years already. Miss Chris so much. G from Pennsylvania. Yeah, I know. I saw that yesterday. It sucks, man. Sucks. I turned you on to Dorothy a few years ago when you were still at QA. I'm glad you like her. She's easy on the eyes too. Steve in Pensacola. Yeah, Steve. She is a good-looking girl. But I love her jams, man. I love her sound. I love her edge that she brings to the table because she is edgy. But, yeah, and I've never seen her live. So I'm really happy. I think the last time we were set to go to Rockville, I think she was set to be on the bill also. So I'm glad they're bringing her back because that's one that I've been wanting to see for the last couple of years. I wasn't sure who turned me on, actually, Steve. I'll be completely honest. I didn't remember that it was you, but I appreciate you because I've got her collection now. I buy all of her music whenever it comes out. Whenever she comes out with something new, I'm on the Dorothy bandwagon. She's good, man. So I appreciate you. She's only got a couple albums anyways. She's still relatively a new artist to a lot of people out there. So you've obviously been listening to it for a while, and now you got me on the bandwagon a few years ago. I really like it. NorCal says, you and Kai got 2 likes from NorCal Finn's Life. Like, share, and review all the Onside shows. Thank you. Yes, give us some likes, man. Hit that like button. It's very important you hit that like button. Most important things you'll do. Seriously, if you want to keep us around, hit those like buttons, subscribe, rate, review, all those kind of things to our podcast, our YouTube sessions, all of that, and, of course, our sponsors. Our sponsors got to hear from our listeners. You know what I'm saying? So that's all these kind of things are really important to help us build a real sports station that is actually dedicated to local sports, and we're not, piping in ESPN or Fox or CBS, and we got a bunch of people talking about other teams from out of town. No, that's not what I want to do on this station. On this station, I want us to be all about the South Florida teams 24/7. So that way, when people turn it on, they know they're going to hear something about Inter or the Dolphins or the Canes or the Marlins or the Heat or the Panthers or FAU or FIU or something going on locally. It doesn't matter what it is. But it's about us, and that's what we want to make it about us. So appreciate all of you out there as always. Let's see, what else do we have here? Sports fans, by the way, you can always catch up with all of our daily segments by subscribing to Onside Radio on most platforms. Listen to us discuss the hottest topics on the roundtable. Esports fans get the latest with our E-Minute. Panther fans, reporter David Dwork provides great insight. Austin Robillard covers InterMiami CF with the kind of passion supporters groups crave. And Christian and Alex provide the insight Marlins fans deserve. Subscribe, rate, and review to Onside Radio on all platforms, the station that has the passion South Florida fans deserve.
Now streaming online. Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com. Join the InterMiami family in 2021 by becoming a 2021 season ticket member. Enjoy enhanced access benefits and pricing not available to general fans. Visit InterMiamiCF.com/tickets for more information.
If you missed Man of the Match with Alex Dono, you missed.
And this happens in a lot of food polls, right? When I put out a food discussion and I claim that one thing is better than the other, the people who are the fans of the thing that I don't like as much will always say, oh, you've never had my abuelita's tres leches. Well, no crap. I don't know your grandma. She's never invited me. I hate that argument. It's like, oh, wait, you think tiramisu is better? You've never had my abuelita's homemade tres leches. Well, until she invites me over, bro, how am I supposed to try? You've clearly never been to Florence where they have great tiramisu, so don't give me your crap. You've never had my nonna's tiramisu.
Yeah, I haven't.
And you'll never have it. She's dead.
Oh, God.
You'll never have it.
I really wanted to.
You're SOL. She didn't save the recipe. It died with her.
Oh, no.
Man of the Match with Alex Dono on South Florida's home for sports talk, OnsideRadio.com. When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnsideRadio.com sports update.
Florida Panthers go down 2-0 in the series after a 3-1 loss last night. The Lightning jumped out to a 2-goal lead early in the first period and never looked back. Next game is tomorrow night in Tampa Bay. Puck drops at 6:30. Philadelphia Phillies used a 7-run 8th inning to beat the Miami Marlins 8-3. Back at it for Game 2 of the series tonight at 7:05. First pitch. Trevor Rogers on the mound for your Miami Marlins. Also in the MLB, Spencer Turnbull for the Detroit Tigers throws the 5th no-hitter of the 2021 MLB season. NBA play-in round is underway for the Eastern Conference. The Pacers routed the Hornets 144-117. In the 9-10 matchup and in the 7-8 matchup, Boston Celtics used a 50-point performance from Jason Tatum to beat the Wizards 118-100. Washington will now play the Pacers for the 8th seed in the East. Well, the Western Conference play-in starts tonight with the Spurs-Grizzlies in the 9-10 matchup. Tip-off at 7:30. Memphis is a 4-point favorite, and at 10, it's the Lakers and the Warriors in the 7-8 matchup. Lakers are a 5-point favorite. You're listening to South Florida's only locally owned sports talk station, OnsideRadio.com.
Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Sean Stanley hosts the Square Circle Digest.
But to be the man, you gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, woo, right here. I'm the man.
Now, wrestling fans have a place to call home as Sean covers the very colorful world of wrestling. Tune in every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on the home for sports fans worldwide, OnsideRadio.com. Onside Radio continues to grow. To make your life easier, you can now find your favorite sports station by downloading the MyTuner Radio app and listen to your favorite OnsideRadio.com host or catch a great InterMiami CF match. Go to your app store, download MyTuner Radio, and search Onside Radio, the home for the South Florida sports fan.
Hello, InterMiami CF fans. Download the Drink AR app and play inside a first-of-its-kind virtual soccer stadium, hosted by Bodega Trevento and InterMiami CF, and celebrate your passion for soccer from the comfort of your own home. Find the download links on our Instagram account at Treventus and get our wines delivered straight to your home with a discount for all InterMiami CF fans. Discover Trevento, a shared passion.
The Marlins have done it. And Jazz with a drive out to right field, turning, looking, gone! Two-run homer! 100 miles an hour ends up in the right field seats, and the Marlins take the lead. Jazz Chisholm gets it done again, 100 miles an hour at the top of the zone against Alvarado. I mean, my goodness.
All right, we're back. We take you, of course, till about 2 o'clock. Ira Winderman is set to join us. He'll join us right around 1:30, so we'll have a little fun with Ira. We got all kinds of things to talk with him in basketball. If you want to get in, it's really simple. 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. And, folks, don't forget that you can join us for every Inter-Miami road game as we broadcast live from Dangerous Minds Brewing Company. This Saturday, we'll be there. Pre-game will start at 5. Game time is 6, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano. You can join me and Alex Dono for every game. Enjoy the delicious food and incredible house drafts and giveaways. Inter-Miami CF fans, your new home for every road game is Dangerous Minds Brewing Company in Pompano. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing. So make sure you follow them. I see you guys are telling me Paul Mooney passed away. That's a shame, man. Rest in peace. Wow. He wasn't that old, right? I don't think Paul Mooney was that old. Actually, I saw yesterday where James Brolin passed away, the actor and comedian. Yeah, well, no, you know what? Paul Mooney was 79. Damn it, dude. He looked good, man. He looked good. 79's not too bad. James Brolin made it to 86. I got to tell you, if you make it to your late 70s, early 80s, you did pretty good, man. You did pretty good. You make it to your 90s. Like the other day, I saw William Shatner do an interview, and he's 90. And he looks great for 90, dude. Like 90? Are you kidding me? And I got to tell you something. I know why William Shatner is still alive at 90. Do you have any idea why William Shatner is still alive at 90 now? Huh? Do you know? First of all, Alex, do you know who William Shatner is?
Yeah, he's in Star Trek.
You're Captain Kirk.
Miss Congeniality movies. He's actually the first person, I think, first actor to be in an interracial kiss on TV.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. The fact that he was banging Martians all over the universe, that's why he lives this long. He's got like all the DNA of all these people from all over the galaxy. That's why Captain Kirk is 90 with no problem, dude. He's transported all over the place. He hung out with a Vulcan for a while. He slept with green women, blue women, orange women. Yeah, I mean, Captain Kirk really is like the men of all the people in the world, because he did not have a bias in his bone at all. You were blue, but you were fine. Captain Kirk was going to bang you. I mean, that's the key right there. Captain Kirk has got like DNA of all kinds of alien women all over the world. And that's why he's going to live for a long, long time. So, lesson learned. If you want to live a long time, get on one of Elon Musk's spaceships, fly around the galaxy, and sleep with every alien possible. And I guarantee you will have the best DNA in the world, and your immune system will fight everything off, and you're going to live as long as Captain Kirk and even longer. So there you go. You always wanted at the end of the show when station log, whatever, he never talked about the women. He could have talked about that. I wonder if he had like twosomes and threesomes with aliens behind the scenes. These are things that you got to think about. She's blue, and he's just, going at it. Captain Kirk was strong, man. Got to give him credit. NorCal says, got my second shot yesterday. I got the chills, a headache, off and on with my nostrils. Felt like I've been hanging out with Charlie Sheen all week. Feel great otherwise. LOL. Time to puff, puff, give. There you go. There you go. Love it. Gotta sleep with them aliens, dude. It's all about the aliens. So last night we had the playoffs start. Pacers defeated the Hornets 144-117. Obviously, Barkley. You could tell why Barkley lost all that money gambling, because he sucks at picking games. Lonzo Ball, great performance. 4 of 14, 2 of 6 from three-point range, 14 points, 4 assists, 4 turnovers. Way to go. And Terry Rozier on a big night, 0 of 9 from three-point range. Yeah, baby, that got it done. Celtics beat the Wizards 118-100. I mean, the Celtics have already had a crappy season. You lose to the Wizards, you might as well mail it in. Tatum was awesome. 50 points last night. Kemba Walker added 29. They stepped up and beat a team they're supposed to beat. I know they lost a big player, but they still have enough talent that they should be able to handle the Wizards, and they did. So now Pacers and Wizards will play on Thursday at 8 o'clock on TNT. They're playing for the 8th seed in that one. Tonight, we got at 7:30 Spurs and Grizzlies, and then at 10 o'clock Warriors and Lakers. And I'll tell you, since I don't know what time my surgery is, they won't tell me till after 5 o'clock today. I think they're going to call me and tell me, hey, your surgery's at this time. And then I got to get ready for it, obviously. But I got to tell you, man, if it's a little later and it's not 8 o'clock in the morning or something like that, I want to stay up and watch that game with the Warriors and the Lakers. That's going to be a lot of fun, man. There's a lot on the line on that one. I mean, if the Warriors win, that is going to be crushing for LeBron, because that's another year off his body. And remember, the first year was a wasted year. Then last year they were able to get through the bubble and win it. And then this year, if they don't get through, that's 2 of the 3 years that you've kind of wasted an opportunity at a title there in LA. So, that's, and again, you continue to take chances with AD, because AD is just, he's a season-ending injury waiting to happen. It's just who he is. He's always been a guy that is fragile, so that's one that you're kind of playing with fire. That you can obviously tell. Folks, don't forget Saturdays from 1 to 3 p.m. Baseball fans can go deep into the count with Alex Aguirre and Christian Chase. Catch the show that talks Marlins and all the big stories in the major leagues every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. Seam heads have a new home. Listen to Deep Into the Count exclusively at OnsideRadio.com.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Whoa! Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woohoo! Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie. So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Now streaming online. Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
If you're looking for a change from the everyday restaurant, then you need to get to Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach. Brats, Wiener Schnitzel, homemade potato pancakes, pretzels with mustard, and lots of German beer. And with daily specials, there is something for everyone. If you're up for a challenge, you should take their famous boot tour. Finish 30 boots of different varieties of German beer, and you'll receive half price on their beer for life. And you'll get to take home your own boot and Checkers Old Munchin t-shirt. They also have outdoor seating available in their new beer garden with live music, as well as carry-out, curbside pickup, and delivery. So, for the finest German food and beer, get over to 2209 East Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Checkers Old Munchin Restaurant, or call them for reservations at 954-785-7565. That's 954-785-7565. We'll see you at Zagat-rated Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach.
Saturday mornings, 9 a.m., Sean Stanley hosts the Square Circle Digest.
But to be the man, you gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, woo, right here, I'm the man.
Now, wrestling fans have a place to call home as Sean covers the very colorful world of wrestling. Tune in every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on the home for sports fans worldwide, OnsideRadio.com. When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
All righty, welcome back. We take you, of course, till about 2 o'clock, and then we wrap it up for the week, unfortunately. We will have best ofs. I've got to be off this afternoon. I got to be off for the next couple of days. I think I'm going to be off for about a week is what the doctor is telling me. And then we'll get it going. And hopefully we'll get back on track sometime next week. But we will have a best of. There'll be a lot of different segments that we'll add to it that we've been, preparing for this time off. So we appreciate all of you there. Ira Winderman will join us in about a half hour. So we'll talk to him at 1:30. Looking forward to that. Let's see. Tonight we got a little basketball in hand. We've got also a little baseball. Marlins, unfortunately. We got a little Jazz Chisholm home run yesterday, but did not get the win. It's kind of like I'm torn, Alex, with the Marlins season because I want them to do better, but I'm also realistic and I know that they're building, and so it's almost like I want to speed up the process, but I know I can't speed up the process because they're still in developmental stages. And as much as I want them to buy a bat, they're still so young that if you buy a bat or two, it may not even end up making the difference because these young guys still have to go through growing pains. I think, Alex, sometimes we forget that baseball seasons are so damn long that players have to learn how to get through slumps at times. And some of these slumps will affect them mentally, will affect some part of their game. And there's a lot of those growing moments that are still left for this team. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can understand why the front office will make a case and say, yeah, now's not the time to spend money on bats. I can understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would understand too. I'll be disappointed. I'll be a little bit frustrated, but not
right.
entirely because I understand the trajectory of this team. They're not playoff bound yet. It's a good sign to see how they're competing against these playoff teams, but as you can see from last night, they're not there yet. A complete team, a playoff team can secure a 3-1 game in the middle of May because that's a must win, especially against your division rival. And they're not there yet. So until you can secure those close games against your division rivals, you can't really put yourself in that conversation of a playoff team.
Yeah, no, you're right. And the interesting part is they're developing playoff pitchers. Okay, because the guy tonight, Trevor Rogers, that kid's special, man. He's been dealing, and that's the one good thing about all of this is that these arms are developing into major league arms that will be able to throw the 200 innings a year, that have been in all these kind of situations, because that's the one thing about it. Alex, they're learning to kind of go out there and be pretty perfect almost every night because they don't have the kind of offense that's going to bail them out constantly. You know what I'm saying? So they are growing up in a pressure-like situation, not playoff, but in a pressure-like situation where there isn't a lot of room for error for some of these pitchers.
Yeah, it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's kind of baptism by fire, but at the end of the day, you got nothing to lose because you're not trying to compete for a World Series this year. This is another growing year, and that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing our pitchers grow, but the frustrating aspect is there's no run support. But that will come with time, and I feel like they're going to address that because they're noticing what we're noticing as well.
Yeah. Yep, I'm 100% with you there. All right, let's take a break. 1 hour is down. We got another one to go. Ira Winderman will join us at 1:30, so we'll have a little fun with Ira. Don't forget that you can start your mornings every day at 8 a.m. with Toasted Sports. Toast covers all the local sports stories while providing some great Miami Hurricanes insight. Download, subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. Toasted Sports, 8 to 10 a.m. only at OnsideRadio.com.
For the South Florida sports fan. Welcome to OnsideRadio.com. Broadcasting from South Florida to the world. No station in South Florida provides more live and local sports talk.
This is like rock and roll with no music.
Follow us on social media at Onside Radio.
When you want local sports, 1260
WLESPN.
We're live and local.
Yes, what she said.
Well, it's what they wrote.
Look at it this way, honey.
Oh, no. Here we go.
At some point, this was all live, and wherever it came from, it was local there.
You get that look whenever you stretch the truth or when you need your laxative.
Ain't it awful? South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnsideRadio.com.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Time to get in the zone. The Onside Zone.
And look, man, I don't care if you're my wife. If I don't agree with you, I'm going to say it.
The Onside Zone.
I don't care how you win a championship, dude. You can draft it, you can buy it, you can trade for it. Just win, baby.
The Onside Zone.
You're not Aladdin rubbing the lamp and then Will Smith comes out and you ask him, hey, fix our dolphin problems. And there he goes. No, I'm sorry. It'd be nice if it was that easy, but it's not.
You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. The Onside Zone with a big O.
All right. All righty, we're back. Ah, yes, plenty to talk about today on the program. Hour number 2 here on the show. Thank you all for joining us. Again, we will be out tomorrow and Friday. Tomorrow I will be getting my operation finally, which I got to tell you, some people are, several of my friends and colleagues and associates and partners and whatever you want to label the different people that have reached out. And it's funny. It's like, hey, so how do you feel? And it's like, I'm fine, man. I'm good. And I appreciate everybody caring and checking in on me and worried about it and all that good stuff. I got it. Like my wife was even, like, aren't you like nervous? I'm like, no, man, I'm looking forward to it, believe it or not, because I've had to battle this thing for, I don't know, it's been going on easily for like 9 months maybe now that I think about it. Because as I was thinking about it, it was affecting my podcasting and all that when I was crossing over doing the show and the podcast. And then I would burn my voice out and it would set me back. And it was brutal, man. And so for me, I am just so happy that I'm able to kind of fix this thing and move on. It's nothing serious. So that's the good thing. It's not, the polyp is not cancerous or anything, thank the Lord. It's just a regular procedure, and apparently it happens to a lot of people that talk a lot. So I'm sure some of you out there, if it hasn't happened to you, somebody that you know, a coach, a teacher, a singer or something, somebody that uses their voice a lot, apparently this happens. This is a thing with people that use their voices a lot. And so it's a small procedure. It's not serious. It's outpatient, so I'll be fine. It's, it's like a 15-minute procedure. They put you under for a couple minutes, and then they cut it out, and then you're done. And now you're sore. I'm sure I'll be sore. I know I got to have, what they say, a soft diet for the first day is what they called it. So I guess it's a lot of liquids, ice cream, yogurt, whatever. I don't like yogurt anyway, but I guess it's stuff like that I got pudding or something. I have no idea. So I don't know what the hell we'll figure out whatever we eat for a day, and then get back to normal. But you know what it is to not talk for a week? Think about that, Alex. You can't talk for a week. It's weird. I can't say anything for a whole week. I got to be quiet. That's hard, man. I talk for a living. Talk here. I get off. I'm talking to everybody else. I'm talking to sales. I'm talking to promotions. I'm talking about the website. I'm talking about, I'm talking to my wife. I talk to my dogs, right? Sit, come here, don't do that. Bad boy, good girl, whatever, you know. I can't say anything. Nothing. Can't talk to my daughter. Can't talk to my friends. Can't talk to anybody. It's weird. It's going to be weird, man. It's going to be weird that you got to train yourself for a week not to say a damn thing. NorCal says, I'm telling you what to do, bro. No nachos and Captain Crunch, Big O. I'm with you there, man. No nachos and Captain Crunch. I will hold off on the Captain Crunch for sure and the nachos, my man. I definitely will. Can you imagine? I can't do. No. Yeah, first couple days, I don't think I want to do anything like that. Anyway, Ian says, I had to go to speech therapy for a couple months when mine was removed, but maybe it was because I was about 8 years old. Okay. All right. Well, I hope I don't have to go to speech therapy. I don't think so. He didn't tell me anything like, he goes, man, you just need to rest it for a week and then you're back to normal and you can do your thing. So that's what I'm looking forward to, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to do that. We'll add a crypto show too, also. So I'm working on all that. I may work on all the stuff behind the scenes for the crypto show over the next week to get it prepared. Because we'll definitely do that. See, I mean, look at all the material that Dono and I would have for that show right now. Would be absolutely awesome. I want to buy Cody bad, and I can't buy it right now. Damn it. Not good. I gotta tell you, not good. Anyway. You get into this whole thing, and you know, others are panicking. I'm looking for ins on certain things in the market. That's what I'm looking for when I'm doing this. Anyway. Mrs. O is having a quiet staycation next week. No. No, it's only tomorrow. Tomorrow she's taking it off. That's it. She doesn't, I don't need to be, babied or anything like that. I just got to be home and relax. Well, I don't even have to be home. I might be here, actually. I might be behind the scenes doing stuff. I may be out here a couple times over the next week. I may not be here every day because I don't have to be here every day. But I may be here and I may be, handling other things that I can do, texting and emailing. Like right now, actually, I've got to return an email now to somebody. Is your voice going to change? You might have to give up singing for that death metal band you have on the side, LOL. No, I will be able to now sing with that death metal band. Okay, now my voice is back. The falsetto is in. I'm ready to go. No roughness anymore. We're going to clear all of this up. Plus, we'll have a whole week of rest, too, with the voice. Not only will I take the polyp out and heal, but then I'll also have a whole week of resting my voice. Man, we'll be so fresh in a week. It's going to be awesome. I pray you don't sound like Michael Jackson. Hey, anything is possible, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Anything is possible when it comes to that, all right? So, yeah, that could be all in the cards, as they say. All right, every day, folks, we have something that we call the round table. And it's a question we pose for all of the hosts. And then at the end of the day, Alex puts together all of it, whether it's Steven, whether it's Alex, Dono, that is, Toast, Kai, myself, we all react on all of this. And today's question for the round table is posed this way. The Heat will begin the playoffs on Saturday versus the Bucks. The team obviously needs Butler and Bam to play at a very high level. The question is, who needs to be the third player to step up and complement this duo if they are to defeat the Bucks? So you figure, well, then you got to be talking about Goran Dragic. You got to be talking about Tyler Hero. You got to be talking about Duncan Robinson, right? Or Kendrick Nunn. And the interesting part is I'm not going to pick one. You know why I'm not going to pick one? Because they're not reliable enough to be picked. Goran Dragic is a sack of injuries, unfortunately, at this point in his career, so he's going to run out of gas at one point or another, sadly. Tyler Hero has been up and down, and I know he's shooting well as of late, but he hasn't been consistent enough to get it done, right? And he doesn't really help you out on defense either because he can't cover anybody. He's kind of a liability out there. Duncan Robinson doesn't really help you out at all on defense, and he's great when he's shooting. And at times he'll help you rebounding some, but really it's all about his shot. And Kendrick Nunn has actually been on a really nice roll the last couple of months. It's very interesting what's going on with Kendrick Nunn because he is madly inconsistent, like he was most of the year, and then now he showed up the last couple months. Last year he had a great 2 months, and then he disappeared pretty much off the map. So it's funny because you need that extra guy to really step up. And I'm going to phrase it in a different way. I think the third person has got to be all four of them. And because I can't just pick one guy, because I don't trust all four of them to be consistent. I'm sorry. I don't trust three of them to be consistent or to be good enough to help you out in all areas. Goran, I don't trust to stay healthy. That's my problem with Goran. Now I've got to hope for him to stay healthy throughout an entire playoff run. That's a lot to ask, because he's an older player at this point, and his body's just seems like his body's kind of run down, at this time. And so the third person for the Heat has got to be all four of them taking turns. That's the way I look at it. That's how the third person has to work out for the Miami Heat, because I don't expect Kendrick Nunn to do it every single night. I don't expect Duncan Robinson to do it every single night. I don't expect Goran Dragic to do it every single night, and I don't expect Tyler Hero to do it every single night. Now, if you do get one of those guys, if Tyler comes in and has a great series every single night to go along with Bam and Butler, Miami wins in 5 or 6. Miami is always at its best when a guy like Tyler or Kendrick Nunn, who are incredibly dynamic, are lighting it up. When they have that third guy that is shooting and driving and dishing and setting up and everything, they are a completely different team. I'm not telling you either guy is going to make the kind of difference you need on defense, because that's not what they're about, unfortunately. But offensively, when Kendrick Nunn has got it going on and he helps you in all of the offensive categories, Miami is a different team. When Tyler Hero is working his magic and his scowl and all that stuff and the shot is going down, again, it's the same thing. When Tyler's doing that, man, it is a thing of beauty. But I can't count on one guy to be the third guy. I have to count on a group of individuals who take turns night in and night out. Now, if you don't get those guys to step up night in and night out, I don't know how you get past the Bucks. That's the way. If all four of them are not helping out Bam and Jimmy, then it's going to be a long series. Drew Holiday will make a difference now. He's got the swag. He's got that fight that they didn't have in that position last year. And Giannis is going to give you all, but he needs that other guy that's kind of a dog, and Drew Holiday is that guy. So they're going to need a third person to be a consistent contributor. And it might be a little bit of a cop-out the way I'm going about it, but I have to go this way because I don't trust any of them individually. But collectively, I can say, yeah, I think one of those guys can step up every single night throughout this playoff series. And if you get that third complementary piece out of those four guys every single night, Miami wins a series against the Bucks. If you don't get that complementary piece to show up and they're kind of half-ass all the way through, then I think you end up losing to the Bucks when it's all said. And that's how important I think that third person is, stepping up for the Miami Heat. And if you get 2 of the 4 guys stepping up, oh my Lord, for sure. You get Goran and Tyler playing out of their minds to go with Bam and Jimmy, then yeah, you're gonna have your way with the Bucks, believe it or not. The Bucks don't scare me. It's the Heat that frustrate me a little bit with their inconsistencies. And by the way, here's a little caveat to all of this. Bam needs to also make sure he shows up every single night. Now, he's playing against Giannis, so I think he'll be motivated, but Bam needs to have a monster series and monster games night in and night out. There can't be passive Bam cannot show up. The guy that takes 7 shots in a game and ends up with 7 rebounds, that guy can't show up. Okay, that guy, the Bam you need is the Bam that we all love and see all the time. But that occasional Bam that kind of coasts through a game, and it's not because he's not trying, it's just one of those things that you just kind of aren't in tune, that can't happen. You've got to be all in and play with desperation. Miami cannot afford not to have great games from Bam and Jimmy. I'm putting those guys on the side because it's a given. They're paying them the kind of money that they've got to be great every single. It's kind of like the Bob thing. Bob has his moments, but he's not great all the time. But that's what they're paying you, dude. They're paying you to be great all the time. Well, they're paying Jimmy and Bam to be great all the time. So I'm assuming they will be great. But if Miami wants to handle Milwaukee and move on, they've got to find that third wheel that steps up in a big-time way. And I'm going to say all 4 of those guys have got to find a way to contribute night in and night out. And if you can get that 4th guy, that would be really, really nice, and it'd be a nice bonus for this team. All right, RC in the 305 is correct. Hit that like button, folks. Please hit that like button, those of you that are watching and supporting the show, and we appreciate you and we love you for supporting the show in a big-time way. We do want to remind you that Ira Winderman will join us at the bottom of the hour, so we'll talk to him here at 1:30. Saturday mornings at 9 a.m., Sean Stanley hosts the Square Circle Digest. Now wrestling fans have a place to call home as Sean covers the very colorful world of wrestling. Tune in every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on the home for sports fans worldwide, OnsideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
Riddle me this. With all this sizzling meat and crunchy veggies nestled between toasty flatbread, who should get credit for Papa John's new papadilla? The person who invented pizza or the person who invented folding? Well, whoever it is, a tip of the tongue hat to you, sir or madam. Get a new papadilla, 4 flavors, just $6 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
Big O for M&S Air Conditioning. Air quality in your home and business is more important than ever. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning and let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit. Folks, it attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. With stellar customer service, answering your call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. For more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans, visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
At OnsideRadio.com, we chirp all day and night. It's time to do some more chirping with David Dwork at our Chirping the Cats report.
The Panthers have their work cut out for them if they're going to claw their way back into their first-round playoff series against Tampa Bay. The Lightning outplayed the Panthers basically from start to finish in Game 2, coming away with an impressive 3-1 victory Tuesday night in Sunrise. The win gave Tampa a commanding 2-0 lead in the best-of-7 series, and now Florida will have to pick up at least one win on the road if they want to keep their postseason alive. The puck luck was on Tampa's side during Game 2, with a couple fortunate bounces helping the Bolts jump out to a 2-0 first period lead. Florida made a game of it on Mason Marchman's second period tally, but that's as close as the Cats would get. Yanni Gourde's empty net goal sealed the deal for Tampa, who now sits in the driver's seat as they head back to Amalie Arena for the next two contests. The Panthers will take an off day on Wednesday to regroup before heading north and trying to turn things around in Game 3, which takes place on Thursday at 6:30.
Keep up with the latest on the Florida Panthers by subscribing on most platforms by searching Onside Radio, your home for South Florida sports. If you missed Man of the Match with Alex Dano, you missed.
I think we need to normalize the nickname Dick again. There used to be a lot of dicks. Now, people think about the male anatomy. I don't know why we can't use Dick as a nickname. There was something the strong, silent type would have the name Dick. Yeah, sure, it was a nickname for Richard, but Richards now will just go by Rich or Richard. Like, nobody goes by Dick anymore. I think we need to normalize Dick.
Man of the Match with Alex Dano from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right, we're back. So, Alex, there is an Olympian that is in the news. And well, actually, she's in the news and she's in the nude. Kind of both, actually. Did you hear about Tora Bright at all?
No.
Tora Bright is an Olympic gold medalist, okay? She's a snowboarding legend in Australia, all right? So, but she's also a mother. So she's in her backyard, a really nice backyard, by the way, apparently, and she is pretty much naked except for her bottom that she has on. She is topless, and she is doing a handstand. Now, she's doing a handstand this way, Alex. I want you to look at it. She's like this. So she's got a V on her head, and she's upside down on this V like a base. She's like this, right? So she's like this on a base, and her legs are straight up, and she's topless, okay? She's got a really nice body, which you would figure, being a snowboarding athlete, that you've obviously got to be in incredible shape to do that. And so, obviously, she's got her chest out. You don't really see it. You just see the side boobage. Why do you only see the side boobage? Because her baby is breastfeeding. So now she is getting ripped on social media, and people are, calling her out and all of this stuff. And so listen, this woman won a gold and a silver. All right, she's an absolute badass in snowboarding. I got to tell you something. I found it to be a super cool picture that, she's using her athleticism, having a little fun with it. The baby is feeding, which is no big deal. I mean, women feed their kids on subways, right? I mean, people are feeding kids in public. They're just sitting down and feeding. Why would anybody be pissed off? I think what they are is jealous that she can do a headstand straight up, I mean, perfectly straight. Her body is rock solid, okay? I mean, rock solid. Check this out. Look. Is that impressive or what? Okay? Her body's rock solid, and these women that are complaining, you know what it is? They can't do it. That's all. They're just jealous. They're just jealous that they can't do this. That's all. That's what it is. Nothing more, nothing less. There's nothing wrong with that picture. She's being a good mother. She's feeding her kid. She's exercising at the same time. She's showing, she's doing like some yoga type exercise there. That's impressive, dude. It's a great picture. And why would people be picking on her, calling her a bad mother, and that she's exploiting herself and this and that and that's a bunch of crap. Give me a break. Give the woman a round of applause, man. She has a kid. She maintains herself. She looks great. She's taking care of her child. She obviously has a really nice home because, man, that's a nice backyard. And it's pretty cool. You can actually hang out naked in your backyard. How many of you can hang out naked in your backyard? I mean, most of us don't even want to be naked in our backyards. We don't want to. I know I wouldn't want to torture my neighbors. Come on, man. That's impressive, Tora Bright. And you trolls out there picking on her, you're just jealous. Jealous, you can't do it. Can you do that, by the way, Alex? I know you can't do the breastfeeding part. Can you just do the handstand the way she does?
Nope.
Of course not. Ray just says, what happened to women having the right to make their own decisions about what they do with their bodies? It's amazing how people can be such hypocrites. Exactly. I mean, why would you pick on her for that? Why would you insult her for that? What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Woman is bonding with her child. Nothing wrong with that. I just found it kind of weird that people would pick on that woman for that. That makes no sense whatsoever. So Tora Bright, you, young lady, are an absolute talent. You're a great mother. Keep doing your thing. It's your body. You rock it out however you want. I'm impressed. That's all I can say. I'm flat out impressed. That to me is the part that I find the most intriguing. The other thing before I let you guys, before we break and bring Ira Winderman on, I am going to have so much fun this football season. This Dolphins season for me is going to be unlike anything that I've experienced in over a quarter century. Because I love the direction this team is going. I love the head coach. I think he's the perfect head coach. I love what Chris Greer and company have done in the front office. I love how they built this team, how they've set it up for the future. And most of all, man, I'm loving the Tua hate. Yeah, because as a fan, I know Tua's watching it also, and, they had some rankings yesterday that they had Tua the 29th best quarterback in the NFL. And look, man, if you want to look at his season crap, go ahead, man, knock yourself out. Knock yourself out, okay? I look at it differently, considering the operation, everything that he went through, that almost career-threatening. I was super impressed with what he did last year. Incredibly impressed. And I can't wait till he sticks it up all these people where the sun don't shine. They're going to see a different Tua. They're going to see a more athletic Tua. I love what's coming up with this whole situation with the football season. I think it's going to be a lot of fun watching people get proven wrong. And in a way, the Miami Heat have that same opportunity because a lot of people thought they were more of the bubble team. And that's the reason why they excelled. So we're going to see now, starting with Milwaukee, can they recapture the magic from last year and prove people wrong that, hey, look, it was injuries and COVID and all kinds of things that discombobulated our season this year. Now we're all whole, we're all healthy, we're ready to rock. We'll show you we are that team from the bubble. So it's nice to see, these kind of situations develop because it's nice motivation for these teams or individual players like Tua. All right, let's take a break. Ira Winderman will join us on the other side. It's our Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report. We do it next with Ira Winderman right here on your home for the sports fan in South Florida, OnsideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. Download the Radio.net app and listen to Onside Radio in every InterMiami CF game. OnsideRadio.com, your home for InterMiami soccer.
Howdy, stranger.
Didn't this used to be Radio Town? Yes, sir. It was Miami sports radio town one time.
Who in the hell are these cowboys I never saw?
We don't know who these people are, riding in from other towns. There used to be a host in every one of these saloons, trying to talk about local matters, sports.
That ain't good, stranger. Could you tell me how this happened?
Well, it started when one corporation bought another, and they got rid of the good management and brought in a bunch of bumbling idiots and started firing all the local ranchers and replacing them one by one with these strangers from out of town.
I've heard that story before. Static and tumbleweeds, I'm moving on.
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnsideRadio.com. Listen to every Inter-Miami CF match on your home for La Rosa Negra. OnsideRadio.com. Catch us every day on the MyTuner Radio app.
Floridians must prepare for sweltering heat, summer rainy seasons, and aggressive nature. And of course, hurricane season. That's why when it comes to protection, make sure your roof is prepared for the same brutal weather by calling Chase Roofing and Contracting. Open 24/7. Call them today. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, and even Orlando. Go to chaseroofing.com. Chaseroofing.com provides roof inspections for both residential and commercial roofs. Get a free no-obligation roof evaluation. Trust chaseroofing.com to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnsideRadio.com sports update.
The Florida Panthers go down 2-0 in the series after a 3-1 loss last night. The Lightning jumped out to a 2-goal lead early in the first period and never looked back. The next game is tomorrow night in Tampa Bay. Puck drops at 6:30. Philadelphia Phillies used a 7-run 8th inning to beat the Miami Marlins 8-3. Tonight, Game 2 of the series is tonight at 7:05, first pitch. Trevor Rogers is on the mound for your Fish. Also in the MLB, Spencer Turnbull throws the 5th no-hitter of the 2021 season. You're listening to South Florida's only locally owned sports talk station, OnsideRadio.com. And coming up, it's more of the Onside Zone with the Big O, right here at OnsideRadio.com.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
When you want a perfectly straight smile without braces, you can count on MoodiasDental.com. A stunning smile is within reach. Learn more about Invisalign. Find out why so many trust the Moodias family. Dr. Moodias is an inventor and has several patents on innovative surgical instruments that are used around the world. Experience a family environment and trust on a worldwide level. From implants to crowns to a beautiful Invisalign smile. Call 305-821-0231. That's 305-821-0231. Or go to the website at MoodiasDental.com.
It's time to talk Miami Heat with NBA insider Ira Winderman. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat Report, exclusively at OnsideRadio.com. Let's go over the latest headlines locally with the Miami Heat and league-wide in the NBA with our very own Ira Winderman.
All right, welcome back. We take you, of course, till about 2 o'clock here. Ira Winderman, kind enough to join us now on the Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat Report. Ira, good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
Just counting down the hours to what really matters after all these months of pandemic ball and looking forward to it.
Well, Ira, you know, we always have here on the show what we call the round table, and it's a question we ask all of our hosts. And so I will pose the question to you now. The Heat will begin the playoffs on Saturday versus the Bucks. The team obviously needs Butler and Bam to play at a very high level. The question is, who needs to be the third player to step up and complement this duo if they are to defeat the Bucks? How would you answer that one?
That's interesting. I probably would. My knee-jerk would be based on how well he played in last season's series, point to Goran Dragic, who offensively he was a starter. He really contributed. He made a difference on that end. I'm going to sort of go off the grid a little to sort of compare it to last year's series when Jay Crowder was so dominant. And I think Trevor Ariza has to step up on both ends. I think his floor spacing with his threes, we know Duncan's going to give you threes and some of the other guys, but if Trevor can make them respect him, it's going to open the paint. And honestly, they need another defensive element because now the Bucks are not only coming with Giannis and with Chris Middleton, they're coming with Giannis, Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday. So I think the Heat had two defenders, or primary defenders, sort of most of the season in Jimmy and Bam. They had Jay in that role, Jay Crowder in that role last year against Giannis. And I think Trevor has to fit in that mix. I don't know necessarily if Trevor Ariza will start defensively on Giannis or whether Bam might. But between Middleton and between Holiday, I think his two-way play is going to be needed. So I think you know what you're going to get from some of the other guys, or hope you know what you're going to get from some of them. But I think Trevor could really be a wild card in this series for the Heat.
That's an interesting one because obviously he's, because you think of Goran, you think of Tyler, you think of Duncan, and you think of Nunn, but none of them help you out on one end of the court, whereas Trevor can make an impact on both ends of the court, which is something that Bam and Jimmy do on a night in and night out basis.
Yeah, it's sort of asking who's going to play the Jay Crowder role. Jay was huge in that series last year against Milwaukee, and honestly, that's what the Heat had been lacking all along until they made their late season additions with Trevor Ariza and Dwayne Dedmon, and really got on that role they needed to get them even to where they are in the playoffs right now, and not having to go through the abject hell of what the play-in is, as we saw yesterday in those two games. So I'm really curious about Trevor. And let's be honest about another thing. Trevor is playoff proven. He's been deep into battles, whether it's been with Orlando or with the Lakers or with Houston, so he knows what he's getting. This is not some guy, I hope I can fill the role. He is going to be going through tape. He is going to be going through the game plan. He's going to know what he needs to do. Now we'll find out if he can do what he needs to do.
What's going to be the hardest thing for Miami to get through Milwaukee?
I just think a desperately motivated Giannis Antetokounmpo, whether it was a couple of years ago and losing out to Toronto and being that close, or last year playing poorly in the first couple of games, then getting the ankle injury. He's still the wild card. There's no questioning, no offense to the Heat players, who has the best player in the series, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo. What the Heat have to do is have the next two best players in the series to win this series, with Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. But if Chris Middleton or Drew Holiday outperform either of those two, it just gets exponentially more difficult for the Heat. So it always is about Giannis. Just like when you're playing the Sixers, it always is about Joel Embiid. And God forbid you get to the Nets, it's always about everyone on that team. But I think the focus is still there. It was sort of, no matter what your political inclinations are, it was about building the wall last year, against Giannis, and now Milwaukee coming back and averaging 120 points this season and showing they're a lot more than just Giannis.
All right, Ira, when you look at this series, who's the Heat player that has the most to gain from it?
That's interesting. I don't think Jimmy does, because Jimmy is a playoff get-to-the-finals SOB, and we know that. I think you're trying to lead me to Bam Adebayo, and so I think I will let you lead me to Bam Adebayo, just for the fact that he is, after this year, this was sort of his bye year. He was still under his rookie scale. As soon as this year is over, he moves to a maximum franchise-level contract, and I think he has to sort of start taking that next step to set the Heat up for next season. Bam has been very good this season. But Bam has not been very good every single game this season. What the Heat need now is closer to what he was in the bubble last year, and that's every game Bam, where he's giving you the scoring, he's giving you the rebounding, he's giving you the defense. That's what they're going to need. So Bam is young enough at 21, 22 that he should be taking more steps forward. I don't mind if Jimmy's the same player the rest of his career. It's pretty damn good, but I think Bam needs to keep making strides. And if you don't make strides in moments like these, you create doubts.
Okay, so the other ones that I would say in the next level, Duncan and Kendrick. Does it come down to a decision for the Heat in the offseason, or can it just be both guys when it's all said and done?
I think it could be both guys, depending on who doesn't come back and how they play with their salary cap space.
Goran? Goran?
And Goran, and if Goran takes a smaller deal, and if Victor Oladipo is part of the equation. The one thing we don't know that the Heat know is they know the medicals. They know what the procedure was. They know what the healing time is. They know whether that tendon is going to take to the knee or not. So he might still be a factor. If Victor Oladipo is highly in their thinking, then of course it changes the major money you would give Duncan and Kendrick, because you're also feeling you still have a chance to play with Victor Oladipo. We don't know the medicals. They do. I'd leave it up to them. But if you're asking me if Duncan has an up-and-down series, will that change the thinking? No. They know what Duncan is and how important he is to this offense. It comes to price point. Now, if you're asking me, and maybe you were trying to lead me in this direction with the question before about Kendrick Nunn, yeah, I would say that it matters more what he does for this reason. He was a non-factor in last season's playoffs. Of course, he had a rough bout with COVID. He was the first to admit it. It knocked him out. He never really regained his stride. So the one thing we don't know is this. What does playoff Kendrick Nunn look like? So, yeah, I do agree that what he does in this series and maybe even other series should factor into free agency, because the Heat's never been just about the regular season or just getting to the playoffs or just good job, good effort. They're saying to themselves, if we are going to pay a player, can he be a contributor to a conference finals team? Can he be a contributor to a championship team? And I still think Kendrick Nunn needs to open her eyes to that. So I do agree that these playoffs really put a spotlight perhaps on his future.
Ira Winderman, of course, joins us throughout the week, exclusively here on OnsideRadio.com for our accurate Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report. All right, Ira, I love both you and Ethan. Obviously, you do great work for us, and obviously got nothing but love for you guys, knowing you guys for 20 to 30 years already in this damn business. But I will say this, man, I disagree with both of you on the Oladipo thing. You guys are throwing like 2 years, 30. Are you coming off of that? Do you actually think Miami would be crazy enough to give him a contract that ridiculous? Because for me, I'm down to half of the exemption is what I would offer his ass. The most I would offer his ass.
You're going to gauge what other people are going to offer. So I could see that. In other words, I think one of the worst things you've seen in all sports is bidding against no one. So I understand your thought that if the Heat gauge the market and realize there is no market, of course they're not. But I put it the other way. You also have to ask yourself, what else? If not A, what is plan B? Well, is plan B Kyle Lowry? And if it is, that's fine. Take all your cash, give it to a 35-year-old guy who wants 2 years at $50 million. And yes, you might get more of a payoff off those 2 years than an injury-riddled Victor Oladipo. I don't disagree, but the fact is you can bring back your entire roster plus Victor Oladipo plus a mid-level player and still make it all work, especially if you're willing to pay a degree of tax also. So if you're saying you're not bringing Victor Oladipo back because, as you said, you're sort of concerned about the money, the question is, where else are you going to spend it? This isn't Jeffrey Loria. They're not going to put it in their pockets. They reinvest in their product. The free agency list is very weak this offseason. I mean, are you going to give it to a Patty Mills? Are you going to give it to a Mike Conley?
Right.
Are you really going to be able to make an offer for a Dennis Schroeder? Now, if Kawhi Leonard comes available, all bets are off, and I'm putting all my money there. So, it's not as much a matter of, you think we're crazy for maybe giving Victor 2 years at $30 million.
Yeah.
My question would be, where else are you going to spend it? And again, you have the bird rights for Kendrick. You could sign him above the cap. You have the bird rights for Duncan Robinson. You could sign him above the cap. You have the early bird rights for Trevor Ariza. You can give him in excess of $10 million a year. You can bring Iguodala back. You can bring Goran back. None of that impacts what you're spending or not spending on Victor Oladipo when it comes to the cap. So unless you can tell me there's plan B, hey, if plan B is Kawhi Leonard, I'm all in with you, if it's possible. If plan B is Kyle Lowry, I would sit down and have a very comfortable and courteous debate with you on that. But if it's someone else and you can keep your other guys and you really got this rhythm going now, I could see holding it together, wishing a prayer for Victor. And you know what? If it doesn't work out, that in 2 years is when Jimmy's current deal comes to an end, and then you can move on to your next iteration, maybe with Bam, Tyler, Duncan, maybe even Kendrick as your core going forward.
So let me ask you if, and I know for us we want it because it's probably the best we can get. Media, I'm sure doesn't care either way. They got to cover the team either way. It doesn't matter. If you're Mickey Arison, is that team worth the tax money?
Well, again, I when it comes to spending someone else's money, that's just something I try to avoid.
What do you think he says? Because it's not a championship team, so what does he say to himself? When Mickey looks at that, does he say, nah, let's start tearing it down now?
You know what? I'm going to take it a different direction.
Okay.
I don't think there is a dominant, proven East team right now. Now, maybe by the time the playoffs start and we look at the colossus that is the Nets, and we see Durant and Kyrie and Harden together, yeah, you might be like the other teams were in the East with the Heat's big three and go, you know what? We could bang our heads against the wall like Frank Vogel and his Pacers did, but we're not breaking through. Then I wouldn't go in the tax. But you know what? I'm not sold on the Sixers right now as Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons as championship players. I'm not sold on the Bucks, maybe even getting past the Miami Heat right now. For as young and as encouraging as the Hawks are, I'm not sold on them. So I still see a path to the NBA Finals, just like the Heat saw last season. So what I probably do is I say, you know what? I'm going to sit back and see what these Brooklyn Nets look like. Will they coalesce like the Heat did a year in? Maybe. Will they implode because of ego? Maybe. Will the lack of defense finally set them back because they can't play on that side? Maybe. But if I don't believe that the Nets are a dynastic team with those three, yeah, then I might go in because I'm telling you, what they have right now with the Victor Oladipo comes back even at 75% of what he was. With growth from Adebayo and Robinson and Hero, yeah, I can see the Heat in the next echelon, absolutely.
All right, before I let you go, since you brought up the Nets and Kyrie, and, in life, we all have to compartmentalize.
Sure.
Sometimes we go to work and we have a child that's sick. Sometimes we go to work and a family member's sick, or a friend passed away, or an uncle passed away, or somebody had a car crash, or you've got some financial issues. There's so many things in life that we have to compartmentalize. Does Kyrie Irving know how to do that? Because, there have been starving kids all over the world since I was born, and it's just...
I understand what you're saying. And when he talks, and he declines to talk about basketball because he wants to talk about the Palestinian issue or other issues. I believe there is a time and a place. I think the NBA tried to find that balance last season in the bubble with all the racial inequality going on, and I think they also still had players after every game talking about shooting a round ball through a round hoop with a bunch of adult men running around in short pants. I think that's part of your job to do both. You, me, everyone we know, we all make our donations to charity. We all have our political leanings. We all have our humanitarian causes. And then we all do the silliness of sports because it also pays the bills at the end of the month.
Right.
I think Kyrie's holier than thou that this is not about sports and there's something bigger than sports. Then you know what? Do something other than sports. Then step away. No one is requiring you to dribble a ball and shoot it through a hoop. No one is saying you have to keep doing this. There is nothing in your contract that says you can't say, you know what? I have bigger things and greater things to accomplish in my life. Whether it's a football player, Tillman, or something like that, and they step away.
Ira, Karl Anthony Towns, my man. Has anybody had a worse year in the NBA than Karl Anthony Towns?
No, and that was
man
before
lost like
Jimmy Butler's belittling of him, of course, with the COVID situation and all
like
that. So what
7
I'm saying
family
is,
members, man.
All these players who say, I'm not talking about this right now, no, that's part of it. Because you know what? We all have misery in our lives also, and for 2-3 hours, if we can step away from that with entertainment, that'll make our lives better also. People enjoy listening to this show. They enjoy watching the Heat games. They enjoy their sports and their movies, and, of course, your music. That's part of it also. You can have it all. So for an athlete to be so sanctimonious that saying, I'm not going to talk about something as silly as sports, I say back to them, you can also be a holistic and complete person, enjoy your sports, and do good things also. There have been a ton of people who have done that. Greg Popovich, whether you agree with his politics or not, has had some incredible pre- and post-game statements in that matter. But you know what? He also talks about sports. And he also talks about what his team did or didn't do, what they need and have to do to make the playoffs. You can do both. Oh, that caught me right away when Kyrie said no basketball today. You know what? Then don't play basketball.
Right.
Then go off and take care of your causes, and God bless you, and I wish you the best if that's the case.
And by the way, the only reason he has been able to help people, which, to his credit, he has given back.
Yes.
He has helped a lot of people. But he has done it because of basketball.
Yes.
Without
all know
basketball, he doesn't have the money, the power, the voice to help people out. So be more like LeBron. Be more like some of these other people that they go out. Shaq, man, Shaq does so much off the stage now, not the court. But, you know, and you see a lot of it on social media, but he understands that if it's not for Papa John's and Icy Hot and TNT and all that, he won't be able to do a lot of the things that he does. And he's able to compartmentalize, have fun with what his job is, and then at the same time behind the scenes or publicly, he does a boatload of things for people all the time. You know, that I love the way Shaq handles it. And it's I just wonder, is it more about Kyrie? Does he need some personal help more than anything else?
I'm not going to go there.
I know.
But I do agree. We're all in this playground of human life, and we all admit it, and then we all hope we all make a difference in other endeavors, whether it's through donations or activism, political work, you know, or something like that. I think we all you can be a holistic person also.
For sure.
I totally agree with that, O.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's just the wrong place, wrong time, and to take it out on the reporters too at times. It's like, you know, it's almost like he belittles them while he's, oh, you guys just want to talk about this stuff that doesn't matter. I want to talk about the most important things. And it's like, come on, dude, then just go join the UN and go join what's that called when you're out all over the place and helping other people? What's
the
that?
Peace Corps?
Peace Corps,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
There you go. Go to the Peace Corps and do that kind of stuff. All right, follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat, and of course, catch him all week long here. All the different shows, he visits them throughout the week. And, of course, on Mondays with Inside the Paint, the best basketball show in the country, baby, with, of course, Ira and Ethan. And catch all of his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Make sure you subscribe so you can support our local journalists who do an excellent job. Ira, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Back to the basketball court and the basketball core. Thank you, O.
You got it, baby. There you go. Ira Winderman, good stuff there as always. We are wrapping it up here on the show. We thank all of you out there, as always, for tuning in. We thank Ira Winderman for reaching out with the Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report. Alex Aguirre, excellent work by you. We are going to take a break for about a week. We'll be off the air. We'll be back maybe late next week. Maybe I'll talk to the doctor. I don't know if I can do my show on Friday. If not, then the next InterMiami broadcast, I don't even know if we play on a Saturday or Sunday 2 weeks from now, but that probably might be my first or second broadcast back after I have surgery. So I will have surgery tomorrow. I wish you all well. I hope you're doing great out there. Thank you for supporting us. Continue to support the entire station like you do. Subscribe, rate, review. Please hit that thumbs up for myself, for Kai, for Steven in the evenings, for Alex Dono, for Toast, for Austin Robillard, for David Dwork. I mean, we have so many great people working on this station. Alex and Christian do an excellent job. Everybody and anybody that gets on the air, please support our folks out there. We're going to try to grow more for you guys. That's what we're trying to do, create a local station that you guys can count on every single day. We will see you. Listen, I may pop in a couple times throughout the week and just put my face in the camera, but I won't be able to say anything. I got to keep it cool for a week. Anyway, I love you all out there. Thank you for supporting us as always. Stay strong through these crypto dips. Buy the dip if you can. It's already bouncing back as it is. You'll be fine. Don't worry. Don't panic and don't sell low because that's not the way the game is played. You all be good out there. Much love.
This has been the Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat Report with Ira Winderman. Visit Craig's in Acura at